Alright, hello everyone, down on my gaming here. This video is going to actually have some commentary on it. So most of my Animal Crossing series is actually going to have no commentary. But for this one, I think it's important as we go over the layout of my town with you guys. So I did get a letter from the museum. Welcome, Mike. The Faraway Museum cordially invites you to take part in its free fossil identification program. Send us any fossil you find and we'll identify it and return it promptly. So, yep. So I answered that letter. I can take this fossil and put it on a letter, and then I think I can send it back to them with that letter that they gave me. So we'll do that first before we do anything. There's some stuff at the dump too. We'll leave that though for right now. Oh, so I can't mail that. I thought you could, but I guess not. So I'm going to do a bunch of videos for this series. It's basically almost like an ASMR series where we go through each part of the town and I make small short videos of each section. But for this one, we're just going to go through each different acre. As you guys can see, there's A, B, C, D, E, F, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I really thought this was a really unique layout that we got, so I thought I'd go over each one with you guys and go over some certain changes I'd like to see on them as well. So we'll start in A1, as you can see. You got the post office and a little pond over here. That's kind of neat. Ooh, there's a butterfly. Then you have the dump in A2. And another little pond as well. I have oranges on my island. That's the fruit I got. Then we have a map and the train station over here in A3. And then you go over to A4. And we have Tom Nook's. Dig up some bells. Might as well do this while I'm going through everything. Ooh, a firefly. My trees did start to grow that I planted, which is neat. So to get to A5, as you guys can see, actually this is A5, so we're probably going to go to B5 and then head left. So in B5 over here, well actually we should check out the entirety of A5. So A5 is blocked off by a river, and I would like to add a bridge to this side over here to go to the right, just because I feel like you are blocked off with this big giant pond over here. It is nice at the top of the map though that I have most of my pond areas. That's convenient for fishing. But on this far side where the train goes, we have this little area with really nothing here, and I'm thinking potentially you could do something really special over here. I don't know what exactly I want to do, but I need an area for an orchard, and this area doesn't look like a terrible idea to put it, but it might also be too far out of the way. But my goal is to clean up my whole town eventually and make it look really, really nice. That is the plan. So we are, I believe we are in B5, so we want to head towards B4 now. We have a little rock over here. And then once you head to B3 after B4 that has a piece of the river, and as you guys can see, that little bridge, we're back at the home. So this is all the houses. There's mine over here to the left. I showed it off in the last video. And here's a fossil, so we're going to grab that. Oh, it's a gyroid, actually. Tall Botoid. Cool. So, yeah, this area, B2, doesn't have much to it. But it has two little signs over here, which is kind of funny. They're literally right next to each other. And then there's a third one over here, too. And there's another sign actually over here, too. Wow. There's a bunch of signs in B1 and B2 right under the dump and post office. And then we head over to C1. But to do that, we actually have to go down. as you guys can see on the map, we have a pathway down over here, a pathway down over here, a pathway down over here, and a pathway down over here. This leaves basically a lot of blank space over here, but this is where the museum is, so it feels kind of like its own thing. I really love this layout. I think it's very, very interesting. If I could change anything, I would add another way down over here. I don't know if you actually ever get to be able to do that. It's not the end of the world, but obviously with terraforming in the new games, you don't have to worry about stuff like that. I think I'll make another video going into all my neighbors' houses as well. I have a bunch of ideas of videos to make with this, but every holiday, just doing small stuff, going into all the buildings. I think that's, you know, a fun idea for the video to show off the HD effect. So we are in C1 now, and that is where the museum is. I have not even gone in yet. And there's really not much over here besides way too many trees. I gotta get an axe and start chopping some of them down. Then in C2, it's basically nothing except, you know, the edge of the map. Probably good to go bug hunting around the museum. It seems like a really good spot over here. So we're gonna head over to C3 now, and that's already where we walk down, and that's got a really weird triangle hill shape over here. I don't know if that's, like, common, but I don't remember any of my original towns having anything like this. It's pretty fascinating. It's got a really weird slope over here, but I love it. So next over here, you have Boots' house. To get to Boots is a little complicated, though. As you guys can see, you kind of have to come up and around to be able to get to the next area, so we're going to do that. And then we'll come back and visit this area after we go back around. So you have to get to the bridge, and unfortunately, you have to go all the way around this way to properly do that. I basically went through the rest of my town to get over here, but it's important to show you guys each area. So that's not Boots. You go up here, and we are now in D5, so we got to go up one more. This is a really fascinating layout. I've never seen something like this before. So here's our friend Boots and two rocks next to each other. I find that absolutely fascinating. Of their, you know, with their location's really interesting, basically. And imagine if the money rock's here, you got the rock behind you. I mean, pretty neat location of those rocks right in front of Boots. So I'm pretty sure we just have to head right, and then we're at the end of C. Got one more sign. There's a lot of signs that they put in the original game that have hints on it, probably to help you figure out what the heck you're supposed to do in this game. But this is a neat little area over here. Check this out, guys. This is technically still part of D, but it's basically just another area where I can put a couple trees to catch some bugs. And I'll do later at some point probably a full bug hunting and fish, you know, video of catching everything for each month. That'll probably be a later project, but that also seems like a good idea. I have really endless ideas for this Animal Crossing series, but we got to get back to across the way to get to D here. It's tough to get from one side to the other because there's no bridge here. There really should be a bridge here to get across from the middle. I don't know why there isn't. How much better would it be if you could get to each section through a bridge? If we can add two bridges, I'm going to add one right here probably. See, this is such a weird location for a bridge, because it'd be better if it's there, but whatever. We can add one here and one there, and that'll be the fastest way to get to each side. So, if we have to go down or up, you don't have a choice. So I think we're still in D, right? No, we are in E. Yeah, so this is D, technically. And if you go up here, you have, well, Weber is up there to the right. Then you have this, like, empty area over here below the museum. And if you keep heading west, there's, not much. Like, I do think you can get more villagers, and I assume they'll probably take residency up in some of these areas. I gotta cut a lot of these trees down. There's too many trees. But, yeah, so Weber and Ellie live there, and I'd love to do a tour of this town after a lot of time passes by and I make a lot of videos. I think that'd be a really neat idea. So now we have the E section, which has a bunch of villagers. And I don't know why their houses are different colors. Maybe that means what level they're on. I find that very fascinating. But if you head left, I believe you have the wishing well right below, right there. You have the police station to the right. And I'll probably just do the last 2 acres together. Another fossil. I gotta send those fossils in. And then if you head right, you have the Able sisters, the Taylor right here. Another fossil. Love the HD fossil design. I think it looks way better. So there isn't really much left. There's one more bridge and then the dock that I guess I'll show off. But outside of that, I mean, we pretty much have seen everything there is to see. That was weird. All those fossils were basically in the same spot, but... So if I head right over here, it's a lighthouse. Love the lighthouse. I think it looks really cool. And you can actually go inside the lighthouse for a certain mission at some point. That'll be a great thing to do a video on. This is where Cap'n comes when you want to go to the island. Hopefully I can figure out how to do a video on that. That'd be neat. But yeah, here's our last resident, and that is Biddy. I think I passed by this before, but yeah, that is my entire map, guys. So stay tuned for more ASMR content. Like I said, I don't know if ASMR is the right word or phrase technically to use here, but they're just relaxing videos, you know, and I didn't want to commentate over a lot of them. I wanted them to be like self-explanatory. So expect a lot more in this series coming up in the future, and thank you guys so much for watching. I think I will end the video right here. See you guys for more soon.